So welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to see many participants joining us around the world. I was just looking around, and we have from Thailand, Cambodia, Singapore, Turkey, South Africa. I saw one from Ireland, Spain, and many more. It's a very diverse and global audience. My name, for those who doesn't know me, is Adriana Pizzi, JCC Membership Manager, and I will be your moderator for what I'm sure would be a very engaging and insightful discussion on empowering change, unveiling the Sustainable Tourism Academy. And before we begin, just a quick housekeeping note that this webinar is being recorded and you will be able to access it later on our YouTube channel. So if you want to refresh some knowledge or share with some colleagues that were not able to attend, I will be sharing with you later the link to our YouTube channel so you can have a look later on. And as usual, after the presentation, we'll have time for a Q&A session. So please feel free to submit all the questions that you may have using the Q&A feature that is in the bottom of the Zoom screen or in the chat, and then the speakers will address them after they finish the presentation. So let's turn our attentions to today's topic and let's meet a little bit our esteemed speakers of today's sessions. We have from 3 different organizations. So let me begin introducing to Dr. Jisun Kim, who is a training program manager at GSTC, where she leads the development and operation of capacity building programs for tourism professionals and government stakeholders. We'll also have with us today Boratay Uysal, head of sustainability of Agoda. Bora is a corporate sustainability leader with an extensive background across Asia's travel and apparel industries. As head of Agoda sustainability team, he drives industry-leading initiatives that advances a more sustainable future for travel. And then from the Love Frankie team, we have Jerrell Chow, which is a senior strategist, a former advising professional. Jerrell is now dedicated to tackling social issues and driving behavioral change through communication and strategy. He's passionate about Southeast Asia and its unique pressing social issues. Jerrell is committed to creating audience-centered programs that inspire action, foster resilience, and advance a more sustainable future. And last, we have Naung, communication strategist at Love Frankie, and he is specialized in building a purpose-driven initiative that raise awareness of pressing social issues, including climate challenges, promote sustainable practices, and drive meaningful impact. So now that we know a little bit our speakers of today, I believe we can begin. So Bora, please, the audience is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction, Adriana, and thank you everyone online for joining us today. Let me take a second to share my screen and get our presentation up, please. And I'll go full screen. Yes. So my name is Bora. I lead the sustainability function here at Agoda. And today, before we kind of dive into this Sustainable Tourism Academy we have and walk you through our new digital training platform and how it can benefit you, together with my co-speakers from GSTC and Love Frankie, we wanted to take a quick moment to share a bit of a background on how we saw the need for the Academy to begin with and where this overall initiative and partnership we have came about and what it is trying to tackle. We thought that context and background would provide a good foundation for what we are going to be sharing with everyone tuning in today. So with that in mind, I would like to take a kind of a step back from the Sustainable Tourism Academy for a second and look at the broader hospitality industry together, especially from an Asia perspective, where we have been certainly seeing a general trend towards defining and coding what sustainability means. And this has been largely driven by third-party sustainability certifications and standards like, of course, GSTC, as well as the increased disclosure requirements, expectations, and practices that we have been seeing across the sector, industry, as well as the markets. And just to perhaps materialize this a bit further, just a few weeks ago, people might already know it, at the Hospitality Exchange Forum in Singapore, the Singapore government announced that well ahead of their initial timeline of 2026, they have actually achieved their target of having 60% of their hotel room stock in Singapore certified with internationally recognized sustainability certifications. Then we are also seeing examples like Turkey, where the local government has adopted a nationwide strategy requiring all hotels to obtain a sustainable tourism certificate, and this is also aligned with the GSTC standard by 2030. So looking at this trend and considering Agoda's very position at the center of the tourism value chain and kind of the stakeholder ecosystem in Asia, where we also want to see more sustainable, more certified hotels like tourism governments in the previous example, and feature them on our platform and contribute to that overall business case for sustainability, we raised a very simple but an important question. Can all our partner hotels keep up with this trend? If they don't have in-house expertise and resources in place, can they actually become more sustainable? Can they acquire these sustainability certifications to even become more credible in their sustainability claims? And on this very point of this, basically, can we become more sustainable and can we do it without the in-house expertise and resources in place? When we again look at the markets in Asia, we see that many of the hotels here are to go through the sustainability transformation are still experiencing labor shortages. Some of the articles that we picked up are here as well, but that kind of is what we have been seeing in the market for a while now. And now the pandemic, when I talk about pandemic, it feels like a distant memory now, but the layoffs that happened during that period and still ongoing recovery in several Asian markets are also contributing to the skill gaps, including the sustainability related ones. And also there are also the structural challenges with that overall resources and expertise that are being available in-house or not. And adding one another layer to the kind of this entire situation that we are facing in Asia, we also kind of need to recognize that 80% of the tourism enterprises are SMEs and 40% still share that cost is a barrier, not just to implementing sustainability practices, but even to sustainability trainings. And I don't have the exact data on hand, but I anticipate that these figures that we picked up are even higher when it comes to the Asian markets. So all in all, looking at this data to kind of summarize and land on one main point that I would like to make is that we've been seeing an accelerated push to define and codify what sustainability means across the industry, and especially here in Asia. And there is definitely a push from various players, including tourism governments, online travel platforms like ours, and to extend to travelers to see sustainability becoming even more mainstream. And the hotel industry is, of course, trying to respond to this trend, to this basically expectation and the kind of the trend, but several of them are still struggling with resources that includes internal human capital and know-how. And this again, the very point of human capital and know-how was basically what led us to launch Sustainable Tourism Academy and why we are here today. As how our hotel partners come to our platform, come to Agoda to be able to leverage a marketplace, tap into different market channels, appeal to various traveler segments, and accommodate different payment tech methodologies and technologies. At Agoda, we also have the vision, have the will of our hotel partners coming to our platform and using it, leveraging it on their journey to become more sustainable as well. So in 2022, Agoda became the first online travel to provide sustainability trainings to our hotel partners in partnership with GSTC. And we first started by leveraging GSTC's sustainable tourism training curriculum and GSTC trainers to deliver in-person training programs like the ones that you see on the left-hand side of this slide for our hotel partners across Asia. These incentive 2-day, 16-hour trainings have reached over 500 industry professionals, over 10 markets, Singapore, India, Philippines, Thailand, Taiwan, and Indonesia, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and then very recently Japan and then Korea. But we kind of soon realized together with GSTC that in-person trainings couldn't really reach the scale that we needed and our hotel partners needed as well. Many of our hotel partners still face challenges in committing time or traveling to specific locations. And at the end of the day, we could only accommodate a certain number of people in these trainings, and hotels still needed their broader workforce to access these trainings, not just the management, not just the owners, but the broader workforce that they have need to be, understanding sustainability and how they can implement in different areas of the business. And basically, that kind of took us to the right side of the slide. So we decided to leverage the training curriculum, our collective expertise with GSTC to create a digital training platform. And that's basically the Sustainable Tourism Academy itself with the same branding and naming. It's an online platform, free of charge, offered those who go through the self-paced training program that we have, a recognized certification. Perhaps for me, what's best is that it is relevant to all levels of the workforce, from frontline to management, and it is tailored for Asia. And since the launch of the platform, which was about 4 months ago, we have already had around 2,000 professionals registered to this training, and nearly half of them already completed training and received their certification as well. And that kind of basically brought us to today, because after our initial launch period and this initial positive feedback and the pickup that we have seen, we thought together with our partners here that this webinar with this webinar itself could be an occasion for us to show you all how you can leverage this platform for yourselves and for your for your broader teams in your organizations. So with that note, with that overall introduction to how we kind of saw the problem and the need and what kind of solutions that we brought to market, let me hand over to Jisun and then to Love Frankie team to actually show you what is waiting you on the platform.
All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you, Bora, for providing the Academy overview. So I will continue to present the Sustainable Tourism Academy content, focusing on connection between Academy and the GSTC Hotel Standard. So this Academy was designed as a practical learning platform to make sustainable tourism implemented, measured, and improved in everyday operations. It go beyond the theory and focus on strategy and examples that can be immediately applied in your workplace. Next page, please. So to help what hotels can do in the sustainable journey, at the core of this academy lies 3 interconnected objectives. First, improve environmental and social performance. Second, implement measurable sustainable strategy. Third, attract sustainability-minded guests. So these 3 goals are mutually reinforcing. So together, they help organizations transform sustainability from an abstract concept into a true competitive advantage. So to achieve these 3 goals, the Academy was built on the GSTC Hotel Standard, which is the global standard for hotel sustainability, and created in an effort to come to common understanding of the sustainable tourism, and are minimum that hotel or any type of accommodations should aspire to reach. So it's credible and actionable framework that helps business to strengthen internal sustainability capacity, build on trustworthy brand image, and adopt responsible practices that benefit both local community and environment. So GSTC Hotel Standard and this academy is built around 4 key pillars. First, sustainable management. Second, socio-economic impact. Third, cultural impact. And lastly, environmental impact. So these 4 pillars provide a comprehensive structure for hospitality to embed sustainability into every layer of their operations. So next page, please. So to provide a practical content, but also align with the GSTC hotel standard, I discussed very deeply with our global trainer teams, Agoda and the Love Frankie team. So we have decided each module provide very practical tools, real-world example, and best practices aligned with the GSTC Hotel standard to help participants apply these principles directly in their day-to-day work. So we ask a simple question for each criterion. Why does this criterion matter? And rather than giving an academic answer, we show actual examples and real results from the hotels in Asia, which adopt the GSTC hotel standard. So as you can see on the screen, this is a sample page from our second module, Social Economy Impact. This module explains how hotels can enhance their social and economic sustainability performance. For example, it includes the GSTC hotels criteria such as community support, local employment, and local purchasing. So all of which connect tourism operations directly to community well-being. Again, for criteria under the GSTC hotel standard, we explore three things: why it matters, what best practices look like, and how to implement it effectively. These structures ensures that participants not only learn about the sustainability, but they can also see how to apply it right away in their own organizations with the global standard. And another unique feature of this academy is self-assessment tool with the GSTC hotel standard. It enables participants to evaluate their current sustainability performance by themselves based on the global hotel standard. So through this, a participant can identify their strengths, what is their improvement areas, and can develop a clear roadmap for organizational progress. So it's not just about the knowing where you are, but also it's about deciding where you want to go next. For example, you might ask yourself, how efficient are we in managing our energy use? How sustainable are our hotel hiring or purchasing practices? What small actions could I start when I work at the front desk from today? So these reflections are the first step in turning sustainability from aspirations into actions, and this academy will help you. So through the Sustainable Tourism Academy, you can learn the GSTC hotel standard and ready for meaningful change where you work for. So through our partnership with Agoda and Love Frankie and Sustainable Tourism Academy, we are helping hospitality professionals around the world turn sustainability commitment into real, measurable actions, and hope you join this journey together. So thank you all for being here today. And now to provide more insights into the technical aspect of our platform, I will hand it over to Jerrell and Adam from the Love Frankie team, who will walk through the platform features. So thank you again.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Bora and Jisun, for setting that context. It's very cool to hear it from your perspective after having worked on it together over more than a year. Just a bit of introduction from me and my colleague Adam. We're from Love Frankie. We are a Southeast Asia-based social impact communications agency. So we've been working with Agoda and GSTC on developing this platform, really to make sustainability, or rather sustainable tourism in particular, accessible to everybody. Before we go into the specifics of the platform and give you a bit of a behind-the-scenes look, we just thought to maybe just warm everybody up with a few kind of like opening questions, just to get a sense of how people are thinking about sustainable tourism here. So if we can go to the next slide. We just have a question here, and I think there should be like a poll that might come up. Adrian, if you can help with that. One question that we wanted to ask everybody, as we dive into this, the kind of like specific platform today is, when you think about pioneering sustainability in your hotel, what's perhaps one action that you might, perhaps, prioritize? And there's no kind of like necessarily like a right or wrong answer. We just would love to hear from everybody how you're thinking. And I know there are a lot of experts that are here in the room today, experienced hoteliers. So we would love to see what your different approaches are as well. So just pick one of those choices that you see on the poll there.
Jerrell, can you see the results, or it's only me who can see them?
I can't see the results, but I'm not sure if
Yeah.
anyone else can. Maybe you might have to end the poll. I'm not sure.
Okay, but you can.
No, I can't. Or
You
maybe
can't.
no, I can't see it.
Okay. What about now?
Yep, I can see now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think the results are coming in. I think it's quite an even split between the kind of like the first three, but it seems like conducting a baseline sustainability audit, as well as training all staff on sustainability are the top two, while perhaps engaging local stakeholders and things like setting targets might come later. These are all really good, suggestions of, kind of like where to start. And these are also things that you would discover, more and more on the platform as well as you move forward. We have also another question in store for you. So if we go to the next question, one thing that we're really curious to hear from you about is also, I think Jisun was just talking about, the various kind of socio-economic benefits that you might get, from applying sustainable tourism practices in your hotel. We would love to hear from you also about, like which of these initiatives do you think, would deliver the most value, for your particular hotel or community. And I think this would probably vary across different contexts, different type of, development challenges that you're facing on the ground. So this is, it's really nice to, kind of get a sense from everybody as well, how, what your context is. Great to see the results coming through. I think the top one right now is buying from local suppliers and artisans. I think that's a really big one and also a really easy one. I've also heard of hotels where, they kind of like strictly operate, in terms of getting their local supplies from like something like a 5 or 10 kilometer radius from their hotel, so that, they really work and, kind of give back to their local community. So that's one option or one approach. I see that we're kind of evenly split between the other options as well, like hiring local staff, community development projects that, are kind of like run parallel to the operations of the hotel, or maybe fair wages. These are all really good points as well. Thank you so much for just joining this poll with us, and just to see kind of the results that are coming out. I think all of you will have access to more of this kind of information as you go on the platform. Adam, next slide. So just to kind of round back to what we're here to do, as my colleague Jisun, she talked about, a lot of the content that you'll be discovering, has to do with, some of the questions that we just went through. There are kind of like 4 different pillars that we cover on the platform: sustainable management, socioeconomic benefits, cultural preservation, as well as environmental protection. These are all kind of like different areas that help you see, beyond just, sustainability being more of an environmental kind of benefit. The goal of the platform is really to make it accessible. I think as Bora had mentioned before, a lot of, I think, there was a statistic that was something about, how 40% say that cost is a barrier for trainings. And this is something that we really hope to do, make it easy to use for, someone of, a different kind of background from, what we may normally know of as well within the hotel hospitality industry. And lastly, we are multilingual. And I think more importantly, there is also a professional certificate that you would get at the end of the course, as you go through the 4 different modules as well. So please go and try it out after this webinar as well, if you find that it might be beneficial for you. I'll hand it over to my colleague Adam, just because if you go on the platform now, you can't actually go through the 4 different modules immediately. You would have to go sequentially, like every good course would do for you. So Adam will take you through with a bit of a behind the scenes look at what this platform's about.
Sure. Thanks, Jerrell. Hi, everyone. Hi again. I'm Adam from Love Frankie together with Jerrell. So, when we first discussed about developing a learning management system for sustainable tourism, to empower the hotelier across Southeast Asia, the main questions or the main objective that we had that time was that we just don't want this to be like a conventional learning management system online, but we also want it to be playful, interactive. Of course, the content that we are going to provide you is going to be a lot, but we also want you to be you to enjoy in the learning process as well. That's why we came out with the thoughts and the ideas that we're gonna make it more engaging, entertaining, and playful. So before I highlight some of the feature, let me give you a bit of the journey that you might have to expect when you start working on start the learning journey with our website. So of course, first of all, you have to register yourself. It's very easy. You don't really need any of the complicated information, which we don't also require this way. So basically, you will need your first name, last name, and your email. Those are the main credentials to actually create an account, and of course the password. And then after you have registered, you can log in, or some for the first time it will automatically log you in, and then you can actually choose the course. So as Jerrell has mentioned, we have altogether 5 languages: English, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia. So you can select your preferred language, and then you can select the course. So right now we have the course, which is the Introduction to Hotel Sustainability, focusing on GSTC standards and best practices. And after you have selected, you are going to see the lessons and the modules. So for the modules, we have altogether 7, with the core module being 4: sustainable management, socioeconomics, cultural impacts, and environmental impacts, and the other things are introductions. And global trends, where we are going to equip you with the knowledge about the case studies and the example around the world. And finally, the self-assessment, which I will share you details later. And after, if you complete all the modules and the quizzes and whatever, like the activities, then you're gonna actually be able to download the certificate. So I also would like to share you some of the interactive features that you might find interesting for our learning management system. So the first one is the quizzes and the progress control. So this is also becoming quite more common for nowadays learning management system online, where after each of the module, you're gonna have to actually take the quizzes, around 4 to 5 for each modules, true or false, or sometimes multiple choices, where you will have to get at least 80% to actually proceed to the next sections. But for in that case, if you could not get 80%, which I am sure you are going to get, but you can just click the view questions at the end of the quiz to see what answer that you answer wrong, and why the specific answers are correct. So this feature will allow you to remind that the knowledge that you have actually obtained. And the second one is the match and drag exercise. So this is a little bit more engaging, that you have to actually drag the correct answer and then match with the description on the left side. Again, for this one, you have to correct everything correctly to proceed to the next section. And another one is the mini games feature. So in this one, we have created a scenario where you can pretend yourself like a hotel manager. If you are not one, but if you already have one, you can think of the scenarios, and you can make the demo decisions, and based on that, you're gonna get a score based on the decisions that you're gonna choose or the approach that you're gonna choose, and then you have to have the certain scores. For example, for the exam here, you have to obtain at least 10 so that you could proceed to the next module. And finally, self-assessment exercise. So after you have finished all the modules, we expect you to have a bit of knowledge and impression about the sustainable tourism practices. And then this self-assessment is going to help you to assess yourself that like where is your hotel now at in terms of the sustainable tourism practices. And then you can see the result, whether you are already in plan on track, or you are just get started, or you are already something like you are already on track for like all of the pillars. And then we will give you the customized recommendations on which areas that you would have to improve, or which area that you are already good at it. But this result is not going to share with anyone, so you can just be frank with your answer so that you could get the most relevant suggestion and recommendation from us. So yeah, that's about it. If you have later any questions when you register with our website, or any difficulties, you could definitely reach out to either GSTC or us, and we will really love to help with you towards your journey to sustainable tourism.
Thank you very much, Adam, Jerrell, Bora, and Jisun, for showing us more deeply the Sustainable Tourism Academy. I recently read some reports from the UN Tourism saying that one of the biggest barriers to sustainability in tourism is more the lack of skills and training, and not willingness. So I think today's session really speaks to that gap, no? And how we can keep professionals with the right tools and knowledge to act meaningful. So with that in mind, let's open already the Q&A session, since I already saw some questions popped out. So please, for those who hasn't write any questions, remember that you can ask them in the Q&A box, in the chat. Also, you can just raise your hand. I will unmute you and you can ask your question directly to the speakers. So we have a common question here that is being repeated, is regarding the scope of this platform. Is it only for Asia, or is it accessible to other regions, Europe, the Gulf countries, Africa? Can you share more about that, please?
I can take that question. The platform is accessible to all markets, so from anywhere you can access the platform at sustainabletourismacademy.org. And the portion that mentions Asia is related with the content itself, that when we were looking at the content, the best practices, exercises that Adam has shown, we were trying to take the examples from Asia to make it relevant to Asian markets. But that being said, sustainability challenges, these best practices and exercises should be relevant to all markets. It's just that we had Asia in mind when we were crafting the content itself. Otherwise, the platform is accessible to anyone. Oh, thank you, Adriana, for putting the link.
It's okay. And there's any plans to extend it to other regions regarding the content or the case studies to show it more global in the future?
The immediate plan for expansion for us is to make this platform more accessible. So what we're going to be looking at is the language options that we have. I think this is kind of a similar process that GSTC Standard has been also going through, that it was available in English first. Now you can find it in a range of languages. So that's going to be, I think, the immediate focus for Sustainable Tourism Academy as well, that we want to make it more accessible for regional and local languages. So that's going to be the first focus for us.
Good to know. Thanks for sharing. And also there is a doubt regarding the certificate. What kind of certificate is that? Is it equivalent to the typical certificate of attendees of the Sustainable Tourism Training course of GCC, or it's a different one? Maybe Jisun, you can answer this question.
I will take it. And so the certificate that we issue from this academy is the certificate of completion. And it is not the same certificate with the GSTC Sustainable Tourism course or the Sustainable Hospitality course with the two distinctions. So even though it is the same certificate of completion, as Bora said, the scope, the content scope is different. So from the Sustainable Tourism Academy, we cover the content from the Asia, even though we cover the global standard. And also for the training level, it's also a bit different. So from this academy, we are targeting to those who maybe not familiar with the GSTC hotel standard and the sustainable principles. So we offer the introductory level curriculum, and it does not encompass the full range of the GSTC hotel standard. But for the GSTC Hotel Hospitality course or the Sustainable Tourism course, it provides every single criterion explanation. So it is a bit different from the level and scope, but it is the same certificate of completion we are calling.
Thank you, Lisa, for clarifying that. Next question here, I will combine them. So first, is this platform payable or free of charge? And who is the target for this course, sustainability staff or others?
I can take the first question. I would like to emphasize it, as much as possible. The platform is free of charge. So from the registration to the certification itself, once you complete the training, everything is free of charge. It's an effort between basically the partners that you see today to make this platform available and kind of make it available open source to everyone. So free of charge. Yep. And then the second question was, sorry, Adriana.
The target for this course is the sustainability staff, is for the leadership. Who would be the ideal target to take this course?
I think Jisun has already kind of touch up on that as well. But the program is targeting a broad range of the workforce. So if you are at the front level to the management level and you want to get acquainted with sustainability, tourism industry, GSTC standard, you want to get familiar with best practices and how you can start your sustainability transformation within your facility, then this training is for you. Then once you complete this training, there are of course other resources available by GSTC, by other organizations as well, to kind of take you to the next level of being the expert as well. So this is kind of helping you get started with the sustainability journey. So we look at it from that perspective, that the target is the broader workforce and those who are looking to get acquainted with sustainability and start implementing sustainability from day zero.
Thank you, Bora. I have a question here for the Love Frankie team, Jerrell and Adam. When designing the platform's interactive learning experience, did you draw on any behavior change research or insights about how adults engage with sustainability training?
All right. Thanks for the question. So when we design the the website, and as Bora mentioned, our main target audience is the sustainability professionals in the Southeast Asia region. So there is the targets that we targeted. And then we of course learn the behaviors of our targets, and we have learned that as the professional, they have a very limited time and space to learn about the basically upscaling, even if it is online. And if we just go to the conventional learning management system, which is very lecture heavy, text heavy, and that would actually takes a lot of time for the professionals to consume it. And we also worry that, you know, that dropout rate is going to be high, you know, being that they are not going to complete the course. So that's why we want the journey and the experience to be as simple and easy, and also, you know, interactive as possible. So that's why GSAN actually, you know, GSTC came with a very useful information and content, and then Agoda help, and, you know, together refine the content to be you know, very abstract, very you know, summarized, but also very useful and effective. And then we convert it into the different types of activities, gamifications, which is also accessible, and then you know, easy for their users to have access to. And Bora, Jisun, Jerrell, if you please feel free to add in if you have anything to add.
No? Okay. I just want to clarify something here. Thank you, Adam, because I'm seeing some questions regarding certification. And just to mention that when we're talking here about certification, it's just the completion of the course, okay? So the Sustainable Tourism Academy is not a certification program, but rather a training course designed to help tourism professional and accommodation provider, etc., to understand and apply sustainable practices into their daily operations. So when a participant complete the course, they just receive a certificate of completion, okay? We're not talking about certification of a hotel, okay? Just to clarify that, because I'm seeing some comments about it. And then this question to move forward is for you, Bora, since it's for Agoda. Well, first, great initiative, too many positive comments. And then does Agoda promote or give visibility to hotels doing sustainability efforts like certifications?
Yeah. Thank you, Adriana. I was going to make the same point as you, with the questions coming in on certification, hotels, and the visibility. So yeah, first thing first, the platform is for individuals, not for the accommodations. We still would like everyone here to take the training, and then after the training, implement those sustainability initiatives. And after they are at a certain level with their sustainability journey, then of course go and pursue certifications to basically communicate their sustainability initiatives more confidently in a more structural way to their stakeholders. And that's basically where I think the last question is coming from as well, that once our accommodation partners, hotels, do get the certification, how can they get the visibility for it? So at Agoda, as part of Booking Holdings, what we are trying to do is that we try to basically recognize these third-party sustainability certifications that are credible and do have certain due diligence behind them. And then if they are so, we have the information for it, and we try to promote it on our front end as well, so that when someone comes to our platform and look for that information, that whether the hotel that I'm booking, the accommodation that I'm booking is having that sustainability certification or not, that they can have access to that information on our platform as well. So that's kind of how we approach it. And that's also one of the reasons why that this platform is also coming into the place, that we start not only at the very, very last final stage of that recognition, that, you know, the hotel gets the certificate and then we display it on our front end, but actually we take a step back, go literally the beginning of that journey, and actually support our partners from that journey from the beginning by actually helping their training efforts as well.
Thank you, Ora, for clarifying that. Another question here regarding measuring impact. So what kind of indicators of KPIs are you using or planning to use to measure the real impact of this training and beyond just course completion? Do you have anything in mind regarding this subject?
I can take it, and then I can also pass it to Love Frankie team on the dashboard that we have on the back end of the platform. What we're currently looking at is, of course, the number of students that we get to the platform, and then from that onwards, actually, the way that we see how this platform works starts. So we look at, okay, how many people come to our platform, how many of them actually register, how many of them actually go through the entire training modules that we have, the program that we have, how many of them actually complete it to a level that they can acquire the certification. Then what we're looking at is we have different topics, different modules, and then we see which topics, which modules are being completed, how long is it taking for users to complete those, how many of them are completing how many modules, so that we can see which modules, which content is more popular versus, the other way around. And then we kind of look at it, and then we kind of refine it. So even within the last 4 months that we have launched the training platform, which is kind of, I think you can define it as an initial launch period, between this group, we came together and we removed some content, we refined some content, and that kind of gave the shape where we are at the moment. So that's kind of, I think, on the input side of the picture. And then the output side of the picture, although it is difficult to make a direct correlation and coming up with a statement that Sustainable Tourism Academy is helping properties to become more sustainable in this X, Y, and Z ways. But what we do have visibility is basically the number of hotels, number of accommodation providers on our platform having sustainability certification. So I think on the long run, when we look at those numbers, that are also going to be giving us a good indicator that those hotels who have been having users on our Sustainable Tourism Academy, now they're in their journey with sustainability certification, that I think on the long run, we will be able to make the connection as well. So that will be, I think, our output KPI will be.
Great. Love Frankie team, do you want to add something, or we carry on with the next?
Yeah, I mean, what Bora has mentioned is pretty much everything. So yeah, I don't have anything to add.
Great. I see here another question regarding if the training is helpful for also a very small establishment who do not have different departments and such. And just quickly to answer you, yes, of course, as I said before, the training is very useful for any kind of size organization, including small establishment. The academy is designed, as Bora was saying, to make it very accessible and practical in mind for anyone, or any professional or team that wants to learn more about sustainable tourism. Just to clarify that. Yeah, Jisun, go ahead.
So first thing, as you can see, so far, right, the training is the self-paced course. So I think it is really beneficial to everyone, including the SMEs, because you can just learn with your pace. So you can just comment out for our platform. So when you have some free time to study, you can just come to our academy. So first characteristic is the self-paced course. And the second, we are also providing the translation there. So we are also providing the Indonesia, Bahasa Indonesia, and Thai, Vietnamese, and Malaysia, so that you can also assess it. So if your staff is not good at English, they can also learn from their local languages. So it is really accessible platform to learn for the sustainability. So we are really welcome the SMEs and also the big hotel accommodation as well.
Thank you, Jisun. And just another question that I'm seeing repeated is, can any organization promote it internally, or do they need to ask you for permission to promote this platform? Can you share that with the audience, please? If anyone can just share it within their network, or how does it work?
Yes, of course. They're more than welcome to share with their broader teams, and if they need any material, let's say, to promote it to their staff, for example, or to their partners, they can always reach out to this team as well, and then we have all those resources available to share with them as well. That helps with the promotion as well.
Thank you, Bora. So this is actually my question.
Oh.
So I would like to hear your thought if there were no budget limitations, okay? So you have all the resources within your hands. How would you envision developing or extending the Sustainable Tourism Academy? What would you do next? We can have each one of you can say an idea.
Okay, so maybe I can start first. For me, the capacity building is really essential for every organization and also for the individual as well. So, and also for the sustainability, it is not just a trend. So it is what we really need to take for the future and also for now as well. So with the capacity building with this academy and also for the sustainability, I really hope for the next step. It is not just a one-time policy. It is not just a trend for now. So that with the mind of the sustainability, everyone can agree with the sustainability and everyone can go to the sustainable journey. So this is what I want to take for the next step with everyone.
Thanks, Jisun. Bora, Jerrell, and Adam, they want to let your imagination flow.
I can go next. So, sustainable tourism is, right now we are focusing on hotelier, which is a top priority, of course. But actually to be very comprehensive, to form an ecosystem, I think the travelers or the tourists itself also need to be equipped with then sustainability knowledges. So for example, right now we have seen in Thailand as well, we have seen the news that, the hotels is proactive. A hotel might be proactive with the sustainability initiative, but some of the guests are really not happy with that kind of approach. They demand for, everyday washing of their towels, stuff like that. So I think if I have limited resources, I will extend this program to also to the tourists and traveler itself, doing the communication of social media and the media, conventional medias and all that. So that is my that idea.
Yeah, great idea, Adam. Great to sensibilize, create awareness in the traveler is essential, no? At the end, everything of sustainability is about people, no? So, Jerrell and Bora, do you want to add something, or I carry on with the next question?
No, this is a great question.
Great.
Go ahead. For me, if we could, kind of expand the platform or explore kind of more of a community-based model where, users can ask, maybe there are like certain sessions that they can book with like GSTC trainers where they can speak directly to some of them to get more tailored kind of support. Because I think, depending on different local contexts, people have different priorities and challenges, right? So I think what the platform does now is kind of introduce a plethora of options, introduces a GSTC framework. So it's a really good place to start. And then, but, kind of like coaching people through those kind of like options of like weighing up, the economic costs of certain options and things like that. I think that would be really helpful. So we would love to introduce some kind of like live stream, live chat type of element there as well.
Good idea, Jerrell. Bora?
For me, I think mainly two things actually. One is if we had the unlimited resources, I would of course try to use it to make it available, accessible for a broader market and audience. I mean, our communication efforts can only go to a certain level, and there are still a lot of people who are looking actually for training opportunities. They are, just Googling it or looking over on social media, LinkedIn, and they still perhaps do not have the full access to it. So I would try to see, if we can reach those people who are looking for trainings like that. So I think there are different channels that we could leverage with that unlimited resources. So that will be the first, the access, the outreach that we currently have, and how we could boost that. And the second part would be perhaps around, and I think that's one of the questions that we have received as well, that how we can actually turn this platform into not only a training being provided from this platform to the end user, but also something that goes between those who are teaching currently tourism sustainability to their, for example, students' staff. So if it could perhaps turn into a platform that is a teaching tool as well, not only a learning tool, then I think that could also help amplify the reach that we have. So that would be, for example, an interesting area that we could explore with those unlimited resources, perhaps leverage a little bit of the AI tools that are available to all of us now as well. So, but good question.
Thank you all for your thoughts. During some of the workshops that I've done with the communications manager of GSTC, she loved actually to do this exercise. She asking that question to imagine your project with any kind of limitations, because it's when you leave your mind will flow and have new ideas, and maybe some are not feasible in the moment, but I think doing that exercise of getting out of the box, it really helps, because, for example, now there were some kind of obvious answers, not that we don't think about it regarding languages, or, for example, for institution schools, that this platform is there, no? So it's just about doing an effort, each one of us, for example, in this webinar, just to promote it, say, hi, actually, this is a platform here that is ready for use. Here it is, no? So yeah, so thank you for sharing your thoughts. And I believe we are running out of time. So this brings us to the end of today's webinar. Just a quick reminder that, as I mentioned before, this webinar has been recorded and it will be available soon in our YouTube channel. So you are free to share it with your colleagues, your network later on. And of course, I want to say a big and huge thank you for our 4 speakers of today, Jisun, Bora, Jerrell, and Adam, for taking the time and the effort that you put into this webinar today and share with us deeper the Sustainable Tourism Academy. I think it's clear that achieving real sustainability in tourism isn't just about policies or certification, but about people, building awareness, skills, and the confidence to act. So I would like to leave with a quote of Mandela, who says that education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. So this goes aligned with that. So thank you for participants also for making a priority to attend to this webinar today, to keep learning and growing. I hope you found it useful and inspiring. Remember that this platform is free, accessible for you to use, so take the most of it, share with your network, with your colleagues, and keep learning. So thank you again. I wish you all a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.